when you look at how the offensive line has played the last couple of weeks, what kind of stands out as something you guys have been very struggling with?
Establishing the run game has been probably the most glaring. We pride ourselves on that. We've had some really great performances, but that's kind of where it starts for us. Having a good run game sets up so much for the pass game, and when you become one-dimensional, teams just get to pin their ears back, rush the passer, and you don't want to be in that type of game against the teams that we face. So it's been a big point of emphasis this week, and it's a big point of emphasis for the rest of the year.
Why do you think that is? That you had struggles in the run game recently?
It's a combination of things. Whether it's just losing an individual battle here, there. You look at the film, it's just one block here. Or there's a hole there that kind of closes up quick. And sometimes the back might not see it. It might be a scheme thing where they just catch us. In a good defense. It's a combination of things. But for us up front, we take full responsibility for that. We got to be better, pad level, being on the right assignments, finishing blocks, all of that. To get it going. So. Like I said, that's a point of emphasis for this week.
Duane, what did you see in Zach on Sunday? After the couple of weeks away, and did you see a different guy at all, or maybe a more confident guy?
I think as far as his demeanor, just more carefree. Obviously, at that position, with everything that has happened, you can kind of be really uptight, and I think he just had the attitude to just go out and play, and put his best foot forward, and whatever happens, happens. I thought he played well, obviously there's some things that he probably want back, but we have to help him, and that's what I told him. We got to be better in order for him to succeed. So, that's responsibility that I take and we take up front.
What's the mindset right now? You're 7-7. Obviously, you're still in the playoff race. Just kind of what the mindset is that you and the team the rest of the way out.
You got to win this week. Bottom line, that's all we can think about. We can't think about playoffs. We can't think about next week. We can't think about other scenarios outside of our team, who wins what, who can help us. We don't think about none of that. We think about Jacksonville Thursday night, winning this ball game. This is a must-win for us in our eyes, and that's how we look at it.
What's the challenge like for veterans playing on Thursday night? I know a lot of veterans have voiced displeasure with Thursday night football, and I heard one veteran lineman say that his body doesn't feel right generally until the Friday after the previous Sunday.
Yeah.
So what is your take on all that?
I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Especially not week 16. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. You know what I mean? Everyone's at a disadvantage. They play the overtime game and they got to travel here, so you can't think about it too much. But nah, it's not ideal at all physically.
Duane, how are you doing physically? Obviously, you made a decision at the beginning of the season to play through your shoulder. Now you're 3 months into the season. How are you?
I'm out there, man. You know what I mean? That's it. If I'm out there, I'm good to go. So everybody, no one's 100% this time of year. I'm playing through some stuff, but I'm out there, so I'm good.
Does the Thursday turnaround, the physical toll, does it manifest itself during the game, or is it more of a leading up to it burden? But once game time starts, it's like business as usual and adrenaline, or is it something that you kind of feel in your experience?
I think that kind of hits it on the head. Leading up to it, you dread it. You come in, you usually. It's a quick day Monday. You watch film, you're out of here. This Monday, we're here till 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Tuesday's usually an off day. Today, we're here till 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the big part of it. It's like your body's just so used to having Monday and Tuesday as being recovery days. And those are big work days for you during, on the Thursday night week. And then, you're right back at it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, this week, it's going to be a physical game. Both of us are playing for a lot. And I've never had a Thursday night game at this point of the season. You know what I'm saying? Week 16 to have a Thursday night game, like your body really feels it. You know what I'm saying? So, but once you're out there, it is what it is. And you know what you got on the line, you got a job to do, and that's all you're thinking about.
you're out there, George is out there with his knee. The offensive line has just had so many injuries. Is there any, I guess, fear of the injuries are catching up with the line right now?
Nah, fear is nah. It's football, man. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's playing through something. And if you're out there, you're expected to do your job. And you expect to play at a high level. And that's, you know, when he asked me how I'm feeling, I'm out there. You know what I'm saying? Same with George. You know, you can't go out there thinking, we're banged up. We might not be at our best. If you're out there, you got to do your job. And you got to do it at a high level, and you got to, you know, play to win. You got to do your job well enough to give the team a chance to win. And that's all we're thinking about.
When you first got in the league, I feel like quarterbacks when they were drafted high maybe developed for a little bit or they had a little more time before they played. So let's talk a lot about how it's like the instant coffee generation, how everybody expects it right away. From your perspective, what's been like seeing like the change in like how people view these quarterbacks that don't really have any patience with them, I guess?
I think, you know, you aging me, you know what I mean, having this conversation. Like, when I got in the league, social media wasn't as big of a thing, you know what I mean? And there weren't so many loud voices and opinions about everybody, you know what I'm saying? So it was very selective on who you heard kind of critique players. And there was always somebody there that, you know, for young guys to learn from. I think now guys get drafted and they got to be the guy. And the microscope is just so crazy that the players these days, the younger players these days, have to experience, and just the voices and the chatter that comes from all angles about their play, good or bad. You know, I try to tell people as much as possible to try to block it out, but that's easier said than done. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's part of society. It's part of the game now. You know, and you just have to have, you know, thick skin. You have to have some kind of veteran leadership presence, you know, to be able to take guys under their wings and help them on the field and just mentally, you know, with the game in general, and how to handle all of that, you know. But you know, it is what it is.
Have you tried to do that with Zach? Have you tried to do that with Zach a little bit? And I'm assuming you probably consider it unfair that he's being, you know, scrutinized as much as he has, having started only 21 games in 2 years, right?
Yeah, I have a little bit. You know, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. You know, he understands the kind of talent he has. Like I said, you know, I tell him, just focus on the next play. You know what I mean? And outside of that, it's my job and our job up front to help him. You know what I mean? That's all I really care about, is doing my job well enough for him to feel comfortable back there to do his.
During the actual game, like, fair or not, the fans aren't exactly patient with him right now, and I saw you kind of, you know, trying to be positive with him during one of those situations. Just what are those situations like in the huddle when maybe he's hearing a little bit from the crowd, and what can you do as a leader to make sure that's not something that gets in his head or whatever?
Just do my job, man. You know what I mean? I got to do my job to keep him upright and confident. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, just tell him, you know, play the game. You know what I'm saying? Do you, be who you are, play with confidence, and that's all you can do.